Welcome back everyone for week 3 of our performing arts lesson. First things first, if you probably saw at the beginning of the video, we have a new name for this week. This week's name is Mr. Horne's Performing Arts House. And that name was submitted by Harmony in year 2. So congratulations Harmony, an awesome suggestion, big clap for you. Now this intro is going to be a little bit different to what I normally do because, believe it or not, I actually prepared. I know, you're all thinking that's weird, right? I've written down a list of things that I need to say to you guys, so I'm just going to go through that list because I seem to forget something every single week. Number 1, thanks for the videos. Well, I shouldn't be reminded. I shouldn't have to remind that. Thank you so much for all your performing arts videos last week that you submitted through my Dropbox. I absolutely loved getting to see your faces, having fun and enjoying it. I miss you all so much. So these videos really have made my week 20 million times better than it was before. So hopefully by now I've managed to give you a call or send you an email or something like that to give you some feedback on your videos. If I haven't, I promise I'm still making my way through them and you'll get it very, very soon. All right, next on my list, when to do this activity. Now, the specialists have changed their timetable a little bit. We're going to be sending out all of our specialist things every single Friday afternoon in preparation for next week. So don't freak out if you're seeing this video way too early beyond the Wednesday morning. You can choose when to do these activities, which means hopefully for us, we'll get these activities staggered a little bit so I don't get 400 videos I have to reply to in one day. I put it over a whole week. So that's the only reason we're doing that. Also, to make it easier for you guys, so mum and dad can choose when you do our activities. So don't freak out that you don't get it done on Wednesday. Send it through when you get it finished. Number 4, it's really weird having a list. Dropbox. No, I've got an arrow. I can see that I had a problem. I need to switch these two around. Filming. Please make sure this week you film some more of these wonderful videos. It really does make my world so much better being able to see you enjoy these activities. I miss it so much. I miss the classroom so much, and those videos are currently my world, which means down below in the, just hit myself in the hand, which means down below in the description, of course, there's the Dropbox to send it to this week. If you're having any issues, make sure you get mum or dad or yourself, if you know how to do it, to send me an email and let me know what I can do to help you with the Dropbox. Number 7, a few eagle-eyed watchers has noticed something in every single video I've released so far. I have managed to put a picture of Peppa Pig in every single video. Good watching. It's been a little bit of a Where's Wally. I've actually been sliding Peppa Pig into anywhere just because I think it's funny. So, keep your eye open, see if you notice Peppa Pig in this week's video, and if you do, put in the comments below and let me know that you saw it. My next one just says cheese, but I don't know why. I may have just been hungry when I wrote this list. And as usual, we've got a warm-up activity followed by the preps activity into the grade 1 through 6 activity. So that's enough from me blabbing here on the intro. It's time to get to our lessons. Have fun. Good luck. Welcome back to my garden, and you know what the garden means. That means it's warm-up activity time. This week's warm-up activity is going to be an improv game, and by improv we mean you've got to make stuff up on the spot. The activity is called 3 words. This activity, I'm going to be picking 3 random words, and you're going to have to use those 3 random words to tell me a 30-second story. A good tip for this game is often starting a story with once upon a time. It's a great way to get you in that storytelling mode that you've been in since probably you were, in diapers. As always, I will never, ever give you an activity that I don't want to do myself first, so here we go. Now, to make it fair, I'm obviously going to have to make up words, but there's no one around for me to make up words for myself, so I'm going to use this random word generator to press the button and create 3 different words. I'll tell you what they are, and then I'll try to create a 30-second story. All right, here we go. Okay, I got drill, officer, and glare. Alright, here we go. I'll set my timer. Here I go. Once upon a time, there was an officer named Bill. And Officer Bill was walking down the street. Suddenly, out of nowhere, he heard a duck. Quack, quack, quack. Officer Bill glared around looking for where the duck was. And as he looked over to the left, suddenly, out of nowhere, the duck jumped up holding a drill and asked the police officer, "Excuse me, Mr. Police Officer, do you know how to use this drill?" That's my story. As you can see from my examples, this game is meant to be silly and fun. Two of the best things in the entire world. So, don't get too hung up if you make a silly story. Don't get too sad if your story doesn't make any sense. It's not meant to. It's supposed to try to test your brain and get it better at thinking on the spot. Alright, are you ready to give this a go? Alright, are you ready to give this a go? Perfect. I'm going to put 3 words up on the screen and you'll have 30 seconds to try to tell a story. Now, if mum or dad's around, throw the camera on, get them to record you doing a story, or play this game with them a little bit later when they've finished work. It'll be a lot of fun. Alright, first one. I'm going to give you cheese, dragon, and river. Go. Alright, next 3 words. Tell me a story that includes pizza, penguin, I may as well use another P word, and policeman. First P word I can think of. Alright, what about baseball, Tigers, go Tigers, and premiership? That one's mostly for me. Alright, last one. Tell me a 30-second story that involves the words shoes, tree, and camera. Go. Now obviously this game is a really easy, fun and silly game to play that you could play with your mum, your dad, your brother, your sister and anyone else that you want to. If they're not available right now to play with, then maybe you can play it a little bit later. But with all that being said, let's move to the next activity. Good luck!
Thank you very much for giving me these delicious walnuts. I like them very much. You are a nice person. I will be sure to come back tomorrow to get some more walnuts. You are my favorite person in the neighborhood.
Alright, my wonderful, beautiful, brilliant, talented preps, it's time for your main activity this week. This week we're going to play a game that once again improves on our improv skills of making things up on the spot. The game is called Magic Rocks. In this game you're going to be a magic rock. A magic rock could be a spiky rock. Look at my spikes. You could be a sloppy rock. You could be a dragon rock. You can be a rock on roll. But of course, with any magic rock, rocks stay completely still. So if you hear me yell out, magic rock, you need to turn into your rock as quickly as possible. When you're a magic rock, I'm going to call out an animal. Whatever animal I call out, you need to turn into that animal. Remember, you could be making the sounds of the animal, the action of the animal, the shape and the attitude. Move around the room that you're in, practicing being that animal. But when you hear me yell magic rock, you have to turn straight into that magic rock. You stay as still as a magic rock, as still as you can be, until you hear me call out another animal. Then start moving around that environment as the animal that I called out. Are you ready to become a magic rock? I'll give you a few seconds now to pick the type of rock that you want to become. Go. I think I'm going to be a spiky rock. I'm going to have my spikes all up like this. My fingers are going to become the spikes. And I'm going to stay really still as possible. Have you got your magic rock pose ready? All right, here we go. Magic rock. First animal I want you to start out as is a dog. Magic rock. Now I want you to be a penguin. Magic rock. Now let's see if you can be a kangaroo. Magic rock. Now let's try a lizard. Magic rock. Let's try something a little bit different this time. I want you to become a robot. Magic rock. I want you to become a ballet dancer. Magic rock. Last one. I want you to become Spider-Man. Magic rock. Now this is a great game. If you don't have anyone else to play with, you could always play with your mum and dad maybe after they finish work in the afternoon or something like that. As always, fantastic job. I'm so proud of you and I can't wait to see all your wonderful performances. The next part of the video is for the grade 1 through 6s, so if you don't want to watch it, you can just skip through to the end and I'll see you then. Hello and welcome back, grade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 for your main activity this week. I absolutely loved all of the videos that I got last week of your performing. This week we're going to start a new 2-part lesson series. We're going to start looking at something called the elements of drama. The elements of drama are basically the foundation for any type of storytelling or performing or anything like that. I get the feeling that you've probably heard of most of the elements of drama before, but I'm going to let you know about 3 of them today. The 3 I'm going to be talking about today are 1, character, 2, setting, and 3, plot, also known as the problem. Now I know what you're saying. Mr. Horne, we learned that in English, not performing arts? Well, to that I say, isn't performing arts and creating a story and creating characters just simply writing a story like in English? Because of course, in order to perform as a character, you must have the character written out. In order to perform, you have to have the setting of where you are. And what actually happens in your performance, we need to have a problem. Today with these elements of drama, we're going to start creating what I'm going to call a bank. A bank of lots of different characters and settings and plots that we can use over the next few weeks in order to create interesting and different type of performances. You're going to create the banks today, and then next week I'm going to show you how to use those banks to create interesting and fun and silly and hilarious performances. You're going to need 3 containers. 1 container for your characters, 1 container for your settings, and 1 container for your plot or your problems. Now these containers can be anything. They can be bowls, they can be cups, they can be boxes, they can be whatever you find around the house. I'm going to go for a bit of a hunt around my house to see if I can find anything I can use with my containers. After a little bit of art and craft, I've come up with my character's hat, where I'm going to put all my characters inside my hat. I've got my setting bucket, which I can put all my settings in, and I've got my plot/problem box that I can put all my plots and problems in. Now it's time to start filling them. To start filling them up with different characters, settings, and plots, I'm going to actually start looking at my favorite movies or favorite books or favorite television shows to start thinking about all the different types of characters, settings, and plots that I've gone through. We're going to have a quick look at one of my favorite movies of all time. I love this film so much that when I was 9 years old and it came out, I convinced my parents, my grandparents, to take me to see this film a total of 9 times. It's called The Lion King. Now, as you're watching this scene, I want you to think about what the characters are. I want you to think about the setting of where it's set, and I want you to think about the problems that are actually happening to the characters inside this scene. Sit back, relax, enjoy The Lion King.
Hey, this looks like a good spot to rustle up some grub.
Ew, what's that?
A grub. What's it look like?
Ew, gross.
Tastes like chicken.
Slimy yet satisfying.
These are rare delicacies. Piquant with a very pleasant crunch.
You're learning to love them.
I'm telling you, kid, this is the great life. No rules, no responsibilities. Ooh, the little cream-filled kind. And best of all, no worries. Well, kid?
Oh well, Hakuna Matata. Slimy, yet satisfying.
That's it.
Now, inside that scene, we saw Timon and Pumbaa and Simba as our characters. I'm just going to pick one major character from there, and I'm going to pick Simba. I'm not going to write Simba down on my little piece of paper, because I don't want that just to be the character. I might look at Simba as more of like a king or a prince. For my character hat, I've written down a prince or a princess as my character, because that's what Simba is. So I'm going to put that as one of my characters inside the hat. The setting is pretty easy. It's obviously set in the jungle, so I'm just going to write jungle and put that into my settings box. And the last part is the plot or the problem. Now, this is always a little bit trickier to work out than all the other parts, but the main problem inside here is Simba doesn't want to eat the grubs. And in my plot and my problem box, I'm going to put have to eat grubs. Now, I want you to go away, create your 3 containers, your settings, your plot, your characters, And I want you to start thinking about your favorite TV shows, or your favorite books, or your favorite movies, and start thinking about what characters, set, and problems happened inside there. I'll have a few ideas on the screen at the end of this, just in case you can't get the ball rolling, and it will help you. Now, you need at least 10 ideas in each box to do next week's lesson. However, if over the next week or so you start to think of new ideas, write them, put them in there, and they're going to be there for next week. All right, you ready to go for a hunt? Beautiful. Start looking for your containers and start filling those with characters, settings, and plots. I'll see you at the end of the video. Good luck! Congratulations to you all. You just completed week 3's performing arts lessons. Proud of you. Good job. Hopefully, fingers crossed, you managed to get yourself filmed this week by mum, dad, brother, sister, or I guess yourself. You could even just like do a selfie. I just hold the selfie up and I know that's my wallet and not my phone. I just couldn't see where my phone was straight away, so I couldn't grab that. If you have managed to get it filmed, make sure you click the Dropbox link in the description and you'll be able to upload it like that. Then of course, I will get it on the other end, watch it, and send you some feedback. I hope that you enjoyed this week's lessons and you got a little bit of fun and some smiles and some joy out of these videos. But apart from all that, as always, I will see you in the next video. Take it away, spinning seal.